Okay, final couple things I want to show you. For charts, for everyone loves to do pie charts, but keep in mind, I personally think a pie chart with only two chunks is just a waste, right? You could just tell me it's 60%, 40%, you just write that out. You don't need to take all that space. But if you have three or more categories, totally makes sense to sometimes use a pie chart. In general, I don't know. It's just me. I don't know if I complained last time, Jaron, about pie charts, but I find them, I don't know. I just don't love them personally, but they have their uses. Scatter plots, regressions, and correlations. Be careful because the scale, these two are actually the exact same data that you're seeing here in the left versus right. So if you look just at the right panel, you would say, wow, frogs are declining and it looks significant. And if you looked at the left data, because of the way the scaling is set up, it looks more like a flat line. So I say that to be careful when you see things in the media and you are trying to interpret graphs. You can manipulate graphs and visuals to look very different just based on scaling. Sometimes you use that log scale instead of a linear scale. So just pay attention to how things are set up when it comes to these. When you're managing data, take notes on what you've done. If you transform the data, make a note of it. Keep a tab for metadata, which is basically like your notes on what you've done in your spreadsheet and where you define the columns. Because if you're working with a collaborator and you just send them a mess of data and you haven't explained what is you know, income, what does it mean when it just says income? Where did that data come from? So make sure you kind of keep all those notes and be clear about what you've done, because a year from now, you're going to look back at that spreadsheet and say, what did I do here? So it's good to have that. I think I've run out of time, so I am going to just, well, I guess I'll just show you this final multi-panel figure from a paper that Antoinette van de Water is a GFP student. I may have mentioned her previously. She's a graduate. We co-authored this paper on human-elephant conflict in Thailand. But one of the first figures we have in this paper that's published is, you know, a multi-panel figure. It shows this, we took the opportunity to show the study area and the issues affecting elephants, including, you know, farms and crop raiding and water raiding and destroying water basins that people need for their livelihood. But then elephants, this is a sad picture, of course, that died from electrocution, beehive fences and their potential. And then we also use it to show our hypotheses of how attitudes towards conservation could be affected by different things in this social system. So I just share that again as a, you know, encouragement for you all to be creative and to try and show things visually.